Oh man, this episode's called A Son for Son. I mean, nah, there's no way they're gonna do something gruesome this episode. There's no way they're gonna get to it that quick. Well, we're really carving our way through this motherfucker.
Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another video for House of the Dragon. This one's going to be doing my very first review for Season 2. This one is for Season 2, Episode 1, titled A Son for a Son.
Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today. This one's going to be doing a review for the Game of Thrones universe. This one's going to be doing my very first review for Season 2, guys. We are back with Game of Thrones. We are back with House of the Dragon. This is for Season 2, Episode 1, titled A Son for a Son. So, my god, man, I feel like it's been forever since I've sat down and talked about Game of Thrones, like properly like an episode, you know what I'm saying? I know there's a lot of different spin-offs that they're planning and a lot of different shows and stuff like that. Hell, this show already has a third season coming up, which I feel like we'll probably get in 2026. And this season is actually shorter than your average season. This season is going to be 8 episodes, which a lot of you guys reminded me of in the comment section, so I appreciate that. Yeah, we only have 8 episodes this season, which, you know, honestly, I respect the decision of them doing that because it tells me one thing, is that this spinoff is not like, you know, the original series, because sometimes the original series, they would have, you know, every season besides the last few were 10 episodes, and certain seasons I would say the 10 episodes were necessary, while other seasons I would have certain episodes where I'm like, okay, there's a little bit of filler in there, you know? This season you can tell, like, okay, like, you know, they have 8 episodes, that's all they needed, that's all the season needed to be, and they're, you know, doing the length that it calls for, rather than the length that, you know, they're forced to do with 10 episodes every time. So I respect that a lot about House of the Dragon. Now, what did I think about the premiere? Well, I absolutely loved it. I really did. I thought it was fantastic. It was, you know, slow in parts, for sure, but it was really good. It was a really exciting episode, and I think that overall, based off of the way Season 1 ended, I think this one did it really, really good. And you automatically, in my opinion at least, you automatically got me right back into it, even after a 2-year hiatus, where you start things off with a crow flying, and you see Winterfell, right? And it's like, literally, it brought me right back. I was like, that is awesome. The music was the exact same. Really good cinematography as you see Winterfell, and you get to see the wall briefly too there as well with some of the, you know, the Starks and stuff. So I thought that was fantastic, you know, getting to see the wall for the first like 5-10 minutes, getting to see Winterfell, getting to see the old classic music and stuff like that. And the opening of the episode was really good too, with like the map and stuff like that, with like, you know, all the stuff. The intro was really fantastic. And I think the overall opening was really good. The only thing I always kind of say about Game of Thrones House of the Dragon is that I wish that they would have their own original like theme song. I wish it wasn't, you know, the theme song of the series, obviously, because it just doesn't really feel as original. But I'll say this, it is a lot of nostalgia to listen to that every time it comes on. I'll say that. It is really cool. So I thought that was pretty good. Now, alright, now let's get into the main plot. We have Rhaenyra, who is obviously hurting after her son's death. You're gonna have to excuse me a little bit here, guys. I forget the name, admittedly, of her son. It's been a couple years, you know what I'm saying? But Rhaenyra just broke my heart this episode. She really did. I mean, she was grieving a lot in this first episode, which makes sense. I mean, honestly, that was a pretty, you know, big gut punch to, you know, her character, at the end of Season 1, where she find out that her, you know, son was dead, and it was, you know, this whole dragon fight that we had and all that shit. It was really intense. And we do see her kind of break down a little bit. We do see them kind of pay their respects to her son, of course. And, well, one of the things I'll always say about Rhaenyra, and ever since the time skip happened, the big one where they switched the actress, this actress for Rhaenyra is so good. I hope that they don't time skip, just mainly because I want to keep this actress. This actress for Rhaenyra is fantastic, and she really just captivates you in the scenes that she's in. You feel the emotion she's feeling, and really well told, and I think they've done a really good job on it. Now, as for Daemon being Daemon, he is kind of, well, let's put it this way, he's not really having the most patience in the world. You know, he's talking to some of the people, and he's like, alright, yeah, look, I understand that Rhaenyra is grieving, but she hasn't been here for a few days, so now I'm taking action myself, and I'm going to do this myself, and that's exactly what he does. And Daemon, being Daemon, does something that is absolutely insane, which we'll talk about later. But we also have, of course, Alicent, we have Aemon, of course, and they're kind of, doing their little meetings, trying to figure out exactly what they're going to do. You have a few scenes with Otto in this one as well, which obviously sneaky Otto right here. Yeah, really cool scenes. You got like some of the sons and stuff like that. They're kind of messing around at the table and stuff like that, while they're trying to kind of, make their plans against Rhaenyra and Daemon and the rest of them and stuff like that. And Aemon is, well, let's just put it this way, he sucks. He sucks, man. He's got an ego up the ass. I mean, seriously, like, he thinks he is honestly this show's version of, like, Joffrey. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what he reminds me of a little bit. I think, honestly, with his character, there's a lot at play. There's a lot that, is going to happen. And I remember kind of hearing the title, A Son for a Son, and obviously that's kind of what they were trying to make you think, is that it's like, oh, Aemon's going to die this episode. And it's like, no, I don't think so. I kind of could tell right away. I was like, no, they're not going to kill him off. Especially, they're not going to kill him off in the premiere in that kind of way. I knew that for a fact. But he's a dipshit, man. He really is. And there are a few scenes in this episode that I found to be a little slow, like, some of the talking scenes with some of the characters, in King's Landing was, some was good, some kind of felt a little dragged out and kind of like just, kind of there. But it was good, we got to catch up with our characters and stuff like that. We got to see Aemon the way he is as a king. And, of course, Alicent is, pretty Cersei-like is kind of what I like to compare her like. She does have, she's not as evil as her yet, but she does have a lot of crazy shit, and she is, responsible for a lot of psychopaths as well, too. So I would say that she is still pretty cutthroat in her own manner. But yeah, so basically in the remaining parts of the episode, we've got Daemon that goes to King's Landing and basically tries to set up a trap. He does a little trade with a few of the randoms and sends these two dipshits in there to kill Aemon once and for all and deliver his head to Rhaenyra for satisfaction. And when Rhaenyra gets back, she wants, war, she wants blood, she wants revenge, so that's what Daemon does for her. And I knew it. I was like, no, the whole time, I was like, no, they're not going to kill Aemon. They're not going to do it. And instead, they kill, at the end of the episode, which this was screwed up, they kill one of the, like, young, like kids, like one of the young sons that's, like, the heir to the throne. Basically, they can't get to Aemon, so they decide to take out the kid instead. And they're going to take his head and bring that fucker back. I'm like, oh my fuck. Like, what the fuck? Like, that scene was gruesome. You literally heard it. Like, I'm like, honestly, I'm good not seeing it. I'm good with that. So, oh man. So, shit, man. No, this was good. This was a good episode. It was a good return. Really good, start to the second season. I think there was a lot of really good story elements. Got to catch up with our characters and getting that son, like head carving at the end and shit like that. I mean, oh my god, man. Honestly, it's a son for a son, and one of the things I appreciate is the fashion of the episode, the way it ends with, now it's like Rhaenyra at the end of the finale does that big dramatic turn where she finds out her son is dead, and now at the end of this one, it's Alicent, she finds out, and it's like this big dramatic moment. Like, it felt like, like Alicent's version of what Rhaenyra went through in the season 1 finale, and it's called A Son for a Son. So I like that. I think it's cool. So I think overall this episode done its job. I think there were a few scenes that could have been trimmed down, but I think for the most part it was a great introduction. Really good start to the season. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good episode, and I'm excited for next week. We got 7 more weeks. Stay tuned for more reviews coming up very soon. And if you like these reviews and you enjoy what you see here, make sure to click the subscribe button so you don't miss any of the videos for Game of Thrones. Make sure to follow me on Dan's Reviews Official on Instagram, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos for House of the Dragon. Enjoy the rest of the day, guys, and peace out.